Number
Okay.
1.
Welcome to My Husband Hates the Bachelor, the show where my husband Kyle tries to recap an episode of The Bachelorette that he's never seen. On this week's episode, Kyle gives Luke P a new nickname. We try to figure out whether or not Tyler C is high all the time, and we get into a pretty serious discussion about bug farming. Hope you enjoy. Okay, here we are. It is week 2 of The Bachelorette, and technically the 3rd episode of this season. So, Kyle, you ready?
Yeah, your first impression of the show?
Mm-hmm.
That Luke P reminds you of an ex.
Yeah.
On broadcast, which ex?
I'm not going to say.
Oh.
But
It's going to get juicy.
there is a particular aspect of his personality and almost just the way he smiles, but it really was giving me certain vibes of a particular ex that I have, and so I don't necessarily have negative feelings of that ex. Like, it's not like I hate this person or anything. Like, he's a great guy, dated him for a reason, but just kind of made me a little bit less sympathetic to Luke than I was.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Before we get involved in this, I saw an article on my newsfeed.
Yeah, I'm sure you did. Spoilers, you read them, and now you know everything.
It's true.
Yeah.
However, I want to say that I hate that my algorithms on Google think that I care about this stuff. I clicked on it, yes.
Yeah.
Because I honestly thought, well, maybe if I just knew, we could just get all of this over with this week.
No, I wouldn't let you do that. This is not a spoiler podcast.
It would be so much easier for me just to say, yeah, guys, Brian won.
Brian is in this,
Well,
so I'm glad that you picked a name that wasn't
clearly,
one.
Yeah. Clearly,
Luckily,
I don't know.
you picked a name.
Because I stumbled upon an article that was basically speculative spoilers.
Oh, yeah. Well,
You know, that, we know, but it's not for sure.
it's weird that anyone can. I mean, she literally just finished filming. She hadn't even finished filming when the first episode aired,
Yeah.
which has never happened before.
It's clickbait. And
Yeah,
I got
for sure.
baited,
You were baited.
clicked,
Bait trap.
and I hate every second of it. Which makes me disdain this episode a whole lot more.
Well, let's get going.
Okay, here we've got Grant, Luke, S, Mike, Jed, Jonathan, JPJ.
John Paul Jones. I don't want to write it out every
thank
time.
you. And Dylan and Luke P.
Yeah.
Man, we can only hope some of these duplicates go home.
Yeah.
They're all on a group date, I'm assuming, in this
Yes.
juncture.
First group date. First date of the season.
Which says, I'm looking for my Mr. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so, this is Mr. So Wrong. They become drag queens?
No, well, no, they don't become
They
drag
see
queens.
drag
Yeah, there are
queens.
drag queens involved in the date.
For a Mr. Right pageant?
So basically, they have to participate in a Mr. Right pageant. You know, that she's letting them walk in her shoes a little bit as a pageant girl. And so she's having a pageant called the Mr. Right pageant, and the drag queens are there to help the guys prepare for the pageant. But they're not being drag queens in the pageant.
A missed opportunity, ABC.
Yeah, I know. It would have been funny.
They walk out in Speedos.
Yeah.
You wish that I was there.
Yeah.
Speedos. Not an American thing.
No. And
No.
also, and I think I write this later in my notes, I had very mixed feelings. Not even really that mixed. I really didn't like it.
You didn't like the Speedos.
I didn't like the concept of making the guys walk in front of a bunch of people in Speedos.
How come?
Because I think that it's like super, super, super objectifying. Just like I think making girls walk around in bikinis is super, super
This is true.
objectifying. Like, if somebody wants to wear a Speedo on their own, like, more power to them. I don't care. But I think the fact that the guys were being judged based on their looks in practically nothing was a little bit much. And I think it was probably I don't know. It was more of the guys than I wanted to see. It's not the first time something like that's happened on this show, but I don't know. It just made me feel a little bit icky. There were things that were really funny about it, but it also made me feel icky.
So maybe pageantry, like TV shows, can objectify people in a way that's not healthy.
Oh, absolutely. I've never claimed that that's not true.
Anyways, there you heard it, folks. LOLOLOLOL. Jed is singing with Alaska. Who's Alaska?
Alaska was one of the drag queens, and
sure, okay.
So Jed was practicing for his talent portion, which obviously he's the musician, so he's playing guitar and singing. And she, I don't really know what drag queens are technically, so I guess guys, I don't know what they want to be called. Anyways, Alaska was singing along with Jed, and it was really, really funny because they were like rhyming, and Alaska just had a really funny personality and was like practically making fun of it, and it made me laugh really hard.
Actually, speaking of drag queens, I just watched The Birdcage.
I don't know what that is.
You don't know what The Birdcage is?
I don't think so.
Classic with Nathan Lane and Robin Williams.
Oh yeah.
And they're a gay couple, and their son dates this conservative girl whose parents are conservative and stuff.
Right.
It's pretty funny.
Is it?
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
I should watch it. Is it on Netflix?
Something like that, or Prime.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right.
Anyways, the talent competition of the pageant, though, you think is hilarious.
Yeah, it was really funny.
You think Jed still rocks.
Yeah, he sang, and it was really sweet and sincere and really good.
Luke P says he's starting to fall in love with her.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Luke P wins this again.
Pageant. Yeah. To be fair, Luke had the best body. I don't know if that helps his case or not, but
if we're objectifying him, yes.
That's why he won, I think, is what I'm saying.
And you think this is dumb.
The whole thing was dumb.
This is a good start to a season. Luke steals her first at the cocktail party, which Luke, we're not...
Luke P.
Sure,
always
okay.
Luke P. I pretty much, every
P.
time you see Luke's name, it's going to be Luke P. or else I'll specify.
Lukie PP. Wait, no, that's not going to work.
What?
Lukie PP was the nickname that I just gave him. And then I realized it's a stupid nickname.
That's a stupid nickname.
Anyways, he steals her first at the cocktail party. Hannah asks him how he could know that he was falling in love with her so soon.
Yeah, because they've literally known each other for like 48 hours.
He says that he knows for sure.
He says he's confident that the way he's feeling is the beginning of falling in love.
Well, Mike calls Luke out, assumingly because he doesn't think that he's falling in love, and also that's weird.
Yeah.
And you said this is pretty awkward.
It was very awkward.
Jed, though, he gets the group date rose.
Yeah.
Good job, Jed.
Jed is, by the way, I haven't announced this. Jed is my pick to win.
Cool.
Yeah.
Luke's already losing his cool. He is not okay with this.
No, he was losing his cool when Jed got the rose.
Tyler G gets the one-on-one.
Yeah, surprise. That was out of left field. Didn't see that come in at all.
The one-on-one date is falling in love can be messy. Which
what do you think they're going to do?
A food fight?
No.
Or mud wrestling?
Ooh, close.
Pig wrangling?
No. No.
Washing dishes in a Chinese buffet?
Just keep going.
Okay. She says he's like Tim Tebow, but hotter. And you said that she's not wrong.
Yeah, I definitely think he's more attractive than Tim Tebow, which is saying something because Tim Tebow is hot.
You think he's hot?
I think he's a very attractive guy.
Tim Tebow?
Yes.
Tim Meathead Tebow?
Yes.
Okay. That's weird.
I'm sorry.
That you think he's hot.
Okay.
Have you seen him lately?
No.
He's kind of getting a little bit meaty.
Okay, well, okay. Whatever. Move on.
Not turning out good.
Tyler's hotter. That was the whole point.
Oh, well, Tyler's hotter, Tim. Well, Cam, he raps some more. Ugh. No one wants to see anybody rap except white guys trying.
Well, Cam is a white guy trying.
Well, then that can be a disaster, Cam.
It's just annoying.
Is he good at it?
I don't know how to answer that question.
Did he make up raps?
Yes, he freestyles.
Oh, that's not ever cool.
No.
White guys trying to rap freestyle.
It's never good.
Eminem can do it.
Sure, I've never heard him, but I'm sure.
Yeah, but that's it.
Okay, but in 8 Mile, it wasn't freestyle because that was a movie, which means he probably practiced.
Yeah, but you got to start doing freestyle rap.
Okay, cool. Let's move on. I don't know anything about rap.
Oh, well, clearly. The date's dirt bikes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Tyler and Hannah have a lot of potential.
I think so.
Based on this date. You like him.
I do.
Well, he asks her what she wants to do. On the dirt bikes?
No, like what is he? What do you want to do? Like getting to know you question.
Oh, for a living?
Like with your life. Like what is your what do you want out of this, out of life? What is your plan after this?
Oh.
She's only 24. Like she doesn't have a career yet.
Okay. Well, she says she wants to have a family and do something that helps the world with her husband.
Yeah.
He's just so nice.
He is so nice.
He gets the rose.
Of course.
And now we've got another group date. It's Devin, Mateo, Darren, Kevin, Connor, Jay, Dustin, Tyler C, Joey, Peter, and Garrett. Mm-hmm. And this one's let's get our love on track.
What do you think they're going to do?
Go-kart racing.
No.
NASCAR racing.
No.
Train conducting.
No.
Well, Cam isn't thrilled about this date.
He's not on it.
Oh, because he's not on it.
He didn't get any dates that
week.
week.
Poor Cam.
Yeah.
Well, they're going to a roller derby.
Yeah.
Like female roller derby.
Yes.
Them women are tough.
Yeah.
Gosh dang. Mm-hmm. I saw a picture. I forget where I was. I was like in like a car shop or something this couple weeks ago. Yeah. And on the wall, this guy's like daughter or somebody was in a local roller derby. Yeah,
we've got a pretty boss.
They are
local team.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
In a complimentary way.
Right.
Like they could mess you up.
I'm sure.
And
you have to be pretty tough. Like that's not only really hard, but terrifyingly like dangerous.
Like if you cross one, they're gonna come and bust up your car.
Well, all of them are gonna
throw a brick through your window, and then they're gonna skate away.
Right. Yeah.
The last time Hannah went roller skating, she broke her arm. So this is a traumatic coming back of experiences for her.
I think it's more just like
PTSD.
I don't know. Yeah. Sure.
Well, everyone's terrible.
Yeah, everybody was falling down everywhere. It was hilarious. Like nobody was good at it. But let's be honest, nobody's good at roller skating on a flat surface, much less on a raked like rink like track.
Yeah.
Trying to go in circles.
Hey, have y'all forgotten about Cam? Because I almost did. He's been forgotten about in this whole episode.
Yeah, he's
back
upset.
At the mansion playing the harmonica.
Oh, it was so. I really don't think he actually was, but he could have been. It looked like a voiceover, but I don't know. I was confused.
Well, ABC, you know what that stands for. Always be Cam.
He says it one more time, I think I'll throw up.
That's what he's been saying about himself?
In his ITMs, he's like, you know what I always say? ABC, always be Cam. He says that over and over.
Cam, go home.
Yeah. Yes. Sorry, Cam.
I can tell you why you didn't get the date rose.
Well, he didn't get a date at all. But see, the thing is that he got her first impression rose on the finale. So he has this confidence. Cam. Yeah, he needs to just chill out.
Chill out. Well, guess who's back? Fred Willard.
Yeah.
Comedian, old guy, Fred Willard.
Yeah.
He gets the final rose.
No.
They just went ahead and jumped straight to it.
No.
Oh, he's back, I guess, to provide commentary.
Yes, on the roller derby.
Oh, on the roller
with Chris
derby.
Harrison.
Well, in the derby, Dustin, he gets hurt.
Oh, yes, he hurt his ankle.
It's terrible. Well, the green team wins.
Right.
Dustin was...
I don't remember. I don't think he was actually on the orange team.
Dustin's still a loser in this one because he hurts himself. Yeah. Tyler C says that he's a bad loser.
He's saying that about himself.
Yeah, which is apparent because he said it about himself. Yeah.
He's the one that I feel like is always high. Like he talks like this, and he just like Hannah, I just like looking at you, and
he talks like Kip from Napoleon Dynamite.
Yes, yes, he does.
This is awesome.
You're not wrong. Yeah, that's right.
Well, Hannah pulls. There's a cocktail party.
Yeah.
Let's give some context. Cocktail party.
Yes.
Hannah pulls Dustin aside.
Yes.
First. Mm-hmm. Dustin's quiet and shy, but he wants to boldly be himself.
Yeah.
Peter, though, oh my God, he has such a good vibe.
I know. I know that's like my thing right now. I don't know why, but I just really like. If I would say Peter, Jed are my top two now. That's not who I have written down, but I think they're my top two.
Guys cannot wait to talk to her. They are lining up, desperate to talk to her.
Yeah, they're all talking about how they can't wait.
Cam shows up, forgotten about, with flowers.
Uninvited to the date.
He wasn't invited.
No.
Nobody wants you, Cam. He shows up with flowers. He interrupts Devin and Hannah's conversation, and the guys are mad.
Oh, yeah.
Clearly.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Hannah, she likes it. She's into this.
Well, she acts like she is. I don't know if she really was.
He's pursuing her.
But she says in her ITM, she's like, I really appreciate a guy who's bold and goes after what he wants. So
well, each guy goes to talk to Cam about this intrusion.
Yeah.
What is Kevin wearing?
I can't even. Oh, I remember why I wrote this. Because he is wearing like high water pants, khakis, and I want to say like probably loafers or boat shoes, no socks. Like again, and it was not good.
Not a good choice.
Start wearing socks. Guys
out in the world, could it have been possible that he was wearing those stupid socks that like you can't hardly see anything?
It is possible, but it's not a good look.
It's not.
Like wear long enough pants for me not to know whether or not you're wearing socks. I hate this.
Guys in the world, first of all, your ankles aren't sexy. No one's ankles.
Right.
No one's ankles are sexy. No. Second of all, your feet are gross. Yeah. If you're not wearing socks on your shoes, that's disgusting.
Agreed.
Well, anyways, Tyler C, again, he always sounds high, is rambling on in the corner while Dustin gets the rose. Well, Hannah's standing up there. She talks to the guys.
Okay, so this is now the rose ceremony. Yeah, this is the next. So that was Dustin and Tyler C. That was all at the date, the group date one, and now we're at the rose ceremony cocktail party.
Well, Dustin gets the group date rose.
Yes.
So, and who got the other one? The other group date?
Oh, Jed.
Jed and Dustin, they're for surezies.
And Tyler G.
And Tyler G are for surezies.
Yes.
Here we are at the actual rose ceremony. When she's standing and she's talking to the guys, and she gets real emotional.
Yeah, she started crying.
Oh, she's scared of making decisions. Which decisions are hard in life.
Here's the deal. I wrote that because I'm trying to take notes concisely, but that makes her sound very simple. Basically, what she was saying was like, this week was really, really, really good. Like, I had a really good time with every single one of you. So now I'm like freaking out because now I have to decide who I'm sending home, and I have absolutely no idea who.
And she could be sending home the one.
Probably not, but I think it's more like I feel like I want to get to know all of you more before I make a decision to just send you guys home. Yeah, well, but
Hannah, you can't. So let's see who gets kicked off the island. Connor S. Well, first of all, he pulls her aside.
He also did not have a date this week.
She tells him that she's confident in their connection,
which is why he didn't get a date.
Kevin comes in and they scream at the top of their lungs. Who's screaming?
Kevin and Hannah. He's like, okay. I know there's all this tension and you're feeling stressed, so let's just scream and get it out.
That's stupid, Kevin. Cam comes in to get both of them.
Hannah liked it.
Cam brings chicken nuggets, which is a smart move.
It was a smart move, but it was so weird because he came in, interrupted Kevin and Hannah, and was like, hey, I have something for the three of us.
Okay, is it Chick-fil-A?
It looked like McDonald's, but there were no brands.
Oh, McDonald's?
It did not. It was definitely not Chick-fil-A. I can tell you that for sure. But here's the deal. So he takes Hannah and Kevin over to this heart made out of candles and roses, and they're all sitting in the middle of it, the three of them. And it was just like a jerk move because Kevin had confronted him when Cam showed up on the date, stole time, and so then it looks like Cam's gonna be like, hey, I have something for the three of us to be funny, like, oh, I know everybody was pissed at me the other day, but I'm gonna be funny. But then he just sits there and talks to Hannah and has like one-on-one time with Hannah, but Kevin's just awkwardly there with them. And then he offers her a ring box and says, Hannah, will you accept this? And opens it up and it's honey mustard.
That's great.
Yeah.
Kevin's mad. Tyler C talks to her. The only thing I care about, by the way, in that previous story is the type of chicken nugget they were eating.
I know.
Again, all I care about in this show is the type of catering that ABC is pulling out.
Yeah.
I thought it would have been better, but I'm getting the hints and the suggestions that maybe they're cutting corners in that department. I want to talk to somebody in catering.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that people can get whatever they want.
No, I would like to know.
I do know that.
What the food protocol is.
The food protocol is they have a shopping list, and every week or whatever, or probably every day, there are people that go grocery shopping for the people in the house.
Here's the thing. I know you're a mega fan, but I want it from the camel's mouth. Is that a saying?
I don't think so.
Horse's mouth?
Yes.
That's better. I want it from the horse's mouth.
Okay, let's move on.
And I want details.
Okay, great.
Brands, quantity.
I don't think you're gonna... Okay, let's just keep going.
Oh, now you want to keep... We're talking about food again. And you want to keep going.
Yeah, it's so boring.
It's the one thing I've got on this show is food.
Yeah, and that's... Okay.
Well, here we go. We're going to keep going with Tyler C., who's talking to her and tells her that she gives him the butterflies that coming out of the tunnel in football gave him, which is terrible, Tyler.
He's like, whenever...
You got
like,
butterflies
you know how you make
coming
me
out
feel?
of a tunnel?
He was like, you give me butterflies. Like, it's not like nervous. It's like butterflies. Like, whenever you're like coming out of the tunnel at a football game. And she's like, yes, I got to come out of the tunnel at the Alabama Stadium, and it's amazing. And he's like, so you know what I'm talking about? She's like, I know exactly what you're talking about. So
I don't know what either of you were talking about.
He totally connected with her, but yeah, it was a little over my head. Football players out there, y'all can write in, let me know what that feels like.
There are no
I
football players listening to the show, Devin. Not a single one. Don't you be deceived.
That's not true.
I would love to know if there's a football player listening to this.
I think one of your friends that listens to this podcast and has told you he listens was a football player.
I would love to know who.
Logan. Did he not play football?
Is he listening to the show?
He has asked about it many times.
Logan, if you're listening to this show,
please let us know what it feels like to come out of the tunnel in a football game.
Because I'm not going to lie, buddy, that just sounds stupid. That butterflies are the same butterflies as falling in love.
Excitement. I don't know. Whatever. Well, Tyler sees high.
Yeah. Well, that's true. Well,
Lukie PP.
She really likes some Lukie PP. He shows up. He gives her a massage.
Ugh, yes.
And she reciprocated.
Oh, like made him take his shirt off.
Well,
she's like really into him, and it was just a lot for like second time to hang out. Well, it was a lot.
You made a comment that she's a bit immature. It took you this long to make that comment. I think you were holding back. I don't think I was holding back. I think in this situation she was very immature, because what happens is, like, he gives her a massage, which I guess whatever. Like, a lot of people have done that on the show, and it hasn't bothered me as much. But he did it like, he was for a guy who says, I had an encounter with God and I stopped being such a jerk who basically slept around, in so many words is what he said. He's being very sexual with her. And I'm like, which one are you? Like, have you given that up and you're going to be a good Christian man, or are you going to continue to try to do gross things? And so, giving somebody a massage isn't gross. I just felt like the way that he did it was innuendo and all that stuff. And then they're like making out, and she's like taking his shirt off, and she's giggling and giddy, and she's not even thinking. Like, she's an idiot, because I'm sorry, you're the Bachelorette and this is a cocktail party. There are literally 20 something other guys like around the corner, and you're gonna be taking a guy's shirt off. Like, that's stupid. That's just a stupid, immature thing to do. Yeah.
Okay.
You're right.
I know. I was just bad, because I really like Hannah. And I think that she's a great Bachelorette, and I enjoy watching her. But that one, I was like, girl, you are not thinking, which makes me think she like really, really, really likes Luke, because she's not thinking when she's with him at all. Or
she's thinking about something else.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yappers. Anyways, Jed walks in and is PO'd to the max.
Yeah, he walked in. And
everybody's walking in on everybody else in the show.
Well, that's
it's a bunch of walking in.
That's kind of the point, is taken. Well, so anyways, Jed goes to find her. This is really interesting for anyone who cares. So Jed's going to find her. He walks in, and Luke's shirt is not on, and they're standing there, and they both, Luke and Hannah, mostly Hannah, start giggling and laughing like, oh, it's not what it looks like. Ha 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 ha. And Jed was like, yeah, doesn't look very appealing. And he walks away. And then Hannah like calms down and realizes, oh my gosh, I'm an idiot. And you can tell she feels like really, really bad, which I think I wrote down. she's very embarrassed. And I think it like hits her like, I'm an idiot. You can't do that in my position. Like, I can't just make out with whoever, whenever. Like, you know what I mean? I think it's hard probably as a person to go on this show and transition from being a normal human dating in a normal way to having to think about the feelings of 30 people and not just another. So I think she's like getting hit with some reality. Continue.
Yeah, you're right. You said she does feel bad.
Yeah.
But he's so kind to her.
Jed was so funny because she walked up. She was like, I'm so sorry. Like, that was really awkward. And he goes, it is kind of awkward that there's 20 other guys here who are trying to get your attention. And he kind of lightheartedly is like, this is just a weird situation. Like, there's really no getting around how awkward this is ever. So I'm not going to. He basically is really nice to her. Like, I realize that you don't know what you're doing, and I'm going to show you some grace here, which another reason why he's my pick, because he's really calm. He seems very mature and put together.
Well, here's who's going next to the next round. For all you listening, let's see here. I'll look ahead. Okay, here's who's going to the next round. Tyler C., Garrett, Devin, Connor S., Lukie PP, Dylan, Luke S., Mike, Peter, Kevin, Jonathan, Joey, Mateo, JPJ, Grant, and Cam. So, Jed, you're going home.
Jed already got a rose.
Oh, he got a rose. I don't keep up with this stuff.
Oh, my gosh.
Well, Luke goes to talk to her in her ITM. They kiss. He kissed her forehead. Oh, just like I did with you, Elena.
Yeah, I love it when anyone kisses somebody's forehead.
And then the last thing you wrote is that Mateo, who we've all forgotten about until this last mention, eats a bug for her. Actually, he eats 5 bugs for her.
So
stop. I know you're going to explain it. Let me have a moment to ask you the questions that everybody's wondering who hasn't seen it. Number 1. Type of bug. Are we talking cockroach?
I didn't see.
Are we talking worm?
5 different kinds. I wasn't paying attention. Insects.
5 different kinds. So were these insects from the floor?
No, he brought them in on a platter.
On a platter. So these were farmed insects.
Probably.
Grass-fed?
I don't know.
Okay, we can't be sure. Free range?
Likely.
It's likely free range bugs. Did you hear an audible crunch?
Yes.
You heard a crunch?
Yes.
Were they alive?
No.
They were dead bugs?
I am assuming. Again, okay. I wasn't paying total attention because it was the outtake at the end.
Okay, so dead bugs. He's eating this as a show of love and power?
So, last season, when they were in Thailand, I believe, they went on that jungle date, and Hannah ate a bug, and Colton pretended to eat a bug and didn't eat it. Mateo said, I want you to know that there are guys out there who would actually eat a bug for you.
Mateo, you're going home next week.
I don't know.
I think you should go. He's
cute. I don't know. He has not had a lot of airtime. I don't know.
You know, if it was, here's the thing. If it's living bugs, first of all, that's disgusting. Household bugs especially. We're talking bugs that have maybe gotten Roundup on them. You want free range, ethically farmed bugs if you're going to eat them, first of all. But here's the other thing, is that we don't know that these were bugs. Going back to the catering department, they could have just as well created something that looks like bugs. You said they were dead. They were lifeless, not moving.
Yeah, I don't know.
We don't know if they were bugs.
You're right.
He could be pulling one over you. What are you doing?
I just wanted to know if I could hear myself do that.
You just sniffed the mic because you were so bored with my interest in the bugs. Yes. And yet, you don't see that I get absolutely mind-numbingly bored at the show that you watch on a weekly basis.
I do get that.
That was a 2-minute rant about bug catering.
Yeah, I know.
And you just checked out.
Yep.
Well, that's how I'm feeling every time you
I have not asked you to be interested in the show one time. In fact, I said, hey, let's start a podcast because you're not interested in the show. I have never, ever given any indication that I'm trying to change your ways.
Talking about The Bachelorette is like for you talking about The Bachelorette is like me talking about bug farming.
Sure.
To you.
Yeah.
The sense of apathy.
But let me tell you, I bet you there's probably more people listening on my side of this equation than on yours.
You're saying more people are siding with you?
Yeah.
I could see that.
I think probably more people are interested in The Bachelorette than in bug farming.
I don't think so. I don't think so. Little do you know.
Okay.
Well, I won't get into the whole Gordon Ramsay world of bug farming, but
good grief.
I would agree with you. I think more people are listening to your side than my side.
Yeah, for sure.
So you're saying I'm just a spectacle.
I don't know what that means.
I'm just a spectacle for all of you to laugh at.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh. Well, at least we're
honest with each other. That's why we're still married.
This is true.
Although a couple podcasts ago we were concerned about that.
Our marriage?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, starting a podcast, we made a comment about, we've made it 5.5 years, but then we did a podcast together and it's going downhill.
Oh, we said that?
Yeah.
Was I sick and on drugs?
When Summer and Tony were here.
Oh, that was when I was sick and on drugs.
Yeah, you were.
You recorded?
You should listen to it.
I won't.
Okay.
That's for the better.
Yeah.
I never listen to these episodes.
No, you don't. Which is probably good.
Yeah, probably so.
Yeah.
Anything else that we have to address, Bachelorette related?
I don't think that we have talked about the Kelly Ripa situation.
Oh, right. This is
you know about this,
man,
I believe.
I hate that I know this. Because I heard that she had made a comment about it, but you fill us in because I don't know the details.
So, long story short, Kelly and Ryan were going to be interviewing Hannah, and she's talking about it on the air, and basically she says, "Oh, there's a new one, there's another one," like as if she doesn't know the format of the show and the fact that there's a new one every year, and she hasn't interviewed every single person that's ever been on the show. Anyways, she says, "I don't watch that disgusting show. It's awful. I can't handle that concept, and you guys know how I feel about it," which she's always been clear that she doesn't like it. Basically, she makes comments about how disgusting it is, and she tries to kind of point it at, make it chauvinistic, and then somebody, I don't know, at some point I think she acknowledges that she thinks it's just as gross whenever it's one girl and multiple guys. And she says all these extraordinary women are fighting over an ordinary man, and she just made a lot of comments about the show, but also about the people on the show, which I think is where a lot of people that have been in the franchise were upset, because I think a lot of the people that have been on the show or around the show are kind of like, you can hate it, we don't really care, but to make comments about how extraordinary or ordinary people that are on the show are when you don't know them is kind of, that's just, you shouldn't be making comments about how somebody you don't know is extraordinary or not. So that was just kind of a mean thing to say. But whatever, she can dislike the show. A lot of people do. You probably agree with her on most of those points. Mm-hmm. And I don't disagree with her on the fact that the concept is outdated and not functional. But I'm entertained by the show. Anyways, so Mike Fleiss tweeted at her. And Mike Fleiss, I very rarely agree with anything he does, but he does a lot to try and promote the show with clickbait, basically. And so he tweets at her. Basically, he says, be careful what you're saying. The Bachelor franchise pretty much pays your paycheck. Which is probably not true, but whatever. And then the lady from Grey's Anatomy, Ellen Pompeo, whatever, the girl who plays Meredith Grey, she tweets at him and is like standing up for Kelly Ripa. And anyways, it was just a big thing. So, what do you think about it?
Well, number one, I think Twitter is a terrible platform of social media, and I have yet for anyone to sell me on it.
Yeah.
For reasons like this. Also, I don't really care what Kelly Ripa ever has to say, not because I have anything animosity towards her, but I just don't care. I don't wake up in the morning going, I need a cup of coffee and Kelly Ripa's opinion.
Yeah.
In my life. Sorry, Kelly. But it's true.
I don't think she cares.
She's not listening.
I think she cares even less about your opinion than you do hers.
Yeah. Although I bet she knows something about bug farming.
Oh my gosh.
That we could get into, but I won't go there.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, no, I had heard the comments that she had made. Yeah, I agree with her. She also gets paid to sensationalize things.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just kind of weird that she was like dogging on a show that's on the same network that she's on. I mean, it's just very.
But you know what is true is that the format of the show is a bit like socially outdated when you think about
it. It is. Yeah, absolutely.
It's amazing that we kind of like still are like cool with it.
I think people would be less cool with it if it didn't go both ways.
Yeah, but it still is both ways. It's bad. I bad agree. Both ways. Yeah, so it's sort of like celebrating the worst of relationships on both sides.
Sure.
Not always, I'll admit.
I think one of the things, and this is something I've heard a lot of people from the franchise talk about that I don't know how I feel about, but I think I tend to agree with, is that, yes, it's a crazy, stupid, messed up format and idea as to how to find your person. But at its root, whether this is the intention of the creators, the editors, the producers, whatever, at its root, the majority of people that are watching the show are watching it because they want to see romance, which I think is, that's the point. That's why people like me, I mean, I can speak for myself and anyone who agrees with me, I think the thing that is appealing about the show is watching a romance unfold. Real, fake, shallow, whatever. It's still a love story unfolding. Even if it may not be real love, it may not be forever love, but you're watching people interact and there's music behind it. And I understand totally and agree with your side, which is like these are real people and real feelings and they're being manipulated and it's not healthy. And I get that. But I also have heard from the horse's mouth, I have maybe one time, maybe, I can't actually remember a time specifically or a person who's been on that show who I've heard interviewed or on their podcast or anything say that they were not better because of their experience on that show. That did not somehow help them through something, help them become more aware of themselves, or present an opportunity for a career. I mean, so that's why I'm like, I'm not hearing a ton of people that go through the process who feel like they are less of a healthy person because they're basically having therapy every day that they're on the show. And so it's a way to look at yourself differently. It's
just, I don't like to use the analogy of therapy because you're saying it's therapy, but it's like your therapists are constantly giving you bad advice.
Yeah,
they're giving you the worst relationship advice possible just to get you through the romance.
Yeah,
there's a lot of
yes and no.
There's a lot of times where you'd be like, you need to not find the fluff of all of this so amazing. Sometimes we can find love in the minute details of life, and that's where I think if anything, I mean, if I'm gonna be real for a second, I think the show would totally benefit from just having more like down to earth minutia instead of the high production of going places, doing things, big group dates, big moments, because you're manufacturing romantic moments where love is really manufactured is in the moments in between, which are manufactured on the show falsely.
Right.
So no, I'm not saying I think that would fix the show's premise for me.
No.
But I think it would be interesting if I cared more to have a debate or discussion with the producers in a way where it's like or somebody else to say what would this look like if we made it intentionally more healthy and promoted A, good mental health, B, good relational health in people, and we made it a little bit more like up to date with where the world and culture is at in terms of relationships. How could you use this platform to promote? Because I think it's a big platform that could be used to say a lot of things.
Right.
But
a lot of the people that come out of the show use that platform to do just that.
It's kind of though like if you want the fluffy romance, Hallmark is the way to go.
I agree.
It's just beautifully manufactured.
I would pick Hallmark over literally anything else on TV any day of the week.
Even I enjoy it. I mean, it's this beautifully manufactured romantic story.
Right.
This is also a manufactured romantic story, but it's dealing with like real people's lives, and it can even give the viewer the perception like this is something that I could pine for in reality because these people are real, and it's not always going to turn out so hot in reality. If you're a viewer and you see this, maybe you're a young woman, even a young man seeing this, and you're like, well, this is a great way to pursue relationships, but you're not within the context of the show. You're not receiving that therapy. You think, well, if I date 5, 10, 15 people at a time and then narrow it down from there, this is going to end well. It won't end well.
Right.
That's not a great pursuit of relationship. So there you go.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm being honest, if we really took this narrative and brought it into the real world, and I think we've kind of talked about this, but I don't feel like it's that different
than what's going on in the real world.
No. Because if you think about it, no, she's not seriously dating all of those people the entire time. The show is literally like 8 weeks. It's 2 months of this. People date multiple people around, go on different dates, hang out with people in groups, do all of this stuff all the time. And then maybe they're around a few people and then they narrow it down and then they're like, I want to seriously date this person after hanging out with them in group settings and on different situations for a couple weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks. And by the time she gets to week 6 or 7, it's only 4 guys. And then, I think my biggest problem is that 4 families are brought involved. I don't think that she should be meeting 4 people's families. I think that is that, and I understand
giving a false.
She's not giving a false. I mean, everybody is very aware of it, but I think, but also, like I say, I feel that way. But then again, the fact that there's a proposal at the end or an expected proposal or whatever puts a lot of pressure on the situation that would never happen in real life. Probably. Sometimes it does, but not in this particular way. Not when you've gone down from 30 to 1. That never happens. Sometimes people just know, and that's fine. But I think that sometimes when there's critics of the show and kind of like what you're saying, like, this is so not healthy in real life. I'm like, I agree, but it would also be literally impossible to replicate in real life. 1, and 2, if somebody 30 is extreme, but if there's a young girl that's 22, 23 out living in a metropolitan area and she's going out and trying to find a guy somewhere, even not going out, even at school or at work or at church, she's exposed to and has the opportunity to interact with and get to know 10 guys, 10 or 12 guys, and decide from there, hanging out at work parties, going and getting drinks after work, all these people, and she's getting to have conversations with them, spend a few minutes here, a few minutes there with each of these people, and then narrow it down. I mean, that's what's happening in real life. And is she handing out roses? No. Is it with the particular goal of getting married? No. But it's kind of, I mean, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I have 2 comments. Number 1, this might shock the listeners, but I still hate The Bachelor. Yeah. Number 2, I'm done.
All right. Thanks for listening to My Husband Hates The Bachelor. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts and Google Podcasts. Email us questions or comments at mhhtbpod@gmail.com. We'll see you next Thursday.